Folks, it is me, your host Soul, and welcome to another episode of the Soul Sessions. Now with me today, she is absolutely aspiring. She's an aspiring pro wrestler from Pro Wrestling Ready, Kate Calloway. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, my absolute pleasure. Now, Kate, obviously what I do with every guest, and we continue that tradition, every guest has a story and every story has a beginning. Kate, I want to know, how did your story begin as a wrestling fan?
Well, it was when I was younger. I would get recorded at night. Must be like 10, 11. So I was too young to watch it live. So get recorded on a videotape. And then the next day after school, I'd sit and watch it and get really excited. And I'd go wrestle on my trampoline with my friends. We'd have a wee stereo at the front door with entrance music playing. With wee belts, wrestling on the trampoline. It was good. My dad once bought us a pay-per-view. We napped all day to try stay up for it and stay awake, me and my little cousin. And then we fell asleep like halfway through. So we made an attempt to watch it, but didn't make it. But yeah, I fell out of it when I was like a teenager and then got back into it 2018, 2017. So
wow, fair play indeed. Now, obviously, a lot of wrestling fans start while they're young. It seems to have that connection with people. So I want to know, Kate, from your point of view, why do you think wrestling has such a connection with younger people and maybe even kids to an extent?
I think it's just the performance, really, because there's a lot of different characters, so there's always going to be someone connects to. So there's usually just like, there's this one type of thing, so I don't really fit that, so I'm not into it. But there's always going to be someone that resonates with someone, so they can follow their journey along and think like, that could be me, maybe one day.
Fair dues. I mean, to go to being a wrestler and then being, an inspiration for kids in the future would be a hell of an achievement. Yeah. Obviously, as well, there's so many great characters within wrestling as well, the likes of John Cena, Batista. But I want to know for yourself, Kate, who was really a character you looked up to as a wrestling fan in your youth?
That was Batista, was my main guy. I used to have all the wrestling tops, I had the wallets, I had the posters, I had everything. Like a wee sneak peek to my current logo is inspired by Batista.
Oh,
by his
right.
little belly button tattoo.
Wow, I mean, hell, that's a way to honor Batista as well. I mean, Batista really he's done so many great things. Why is it particularly Batista you feel you have that admiration for him?
To be fair, I'm not really sure. It was just as soon as I seen him, I was like, yes, you are my guy. And there's other people showed up, and I was like, you're not Batista though. Batista's staying my guy. Like, but also Beth Phoenix was one that I looked up to as well. It's always been the stronger ladies that I've been inspired by.
Wow, hell, indeed. I mean, quickly on Batista there, I know he's done so many great things within the WWE and wrestling, but even outside of it, so many great movies he's done as well. So I want to know, okay, if you could say your favorite Batista movie, what would that be?
It would have to be Marvel, because I'm a big Marvel fan anyway. So when he got introduced into the Marvel franchise, it was two of my good loves combining, which was a very good day.
Wow, hell, taking two great things and mashing them together.
Exactly.
Hey, no complaint there. Obviously, though, you did mention Beth Phoenix as well, and Beth, someone who's done a great amount of things within the WWE herself. Obviously, married to current AEW star Adam Copeland.
Yep.
So some fun could have that. I want to know, Kate, if you could have like a couple match, Adam Copeland and Beth Phoenix versus another wrestling couple, who would that be?
Ooh, that's a good question. The first one is coming to mind is Britt Baker and Adam Cole. That would be quite good. Yeah, I'll go for that one. That sounds like a good shout.
Oh yeah, now I'm seeing it now. That would definitely be a very main event worthy
pay-per-view. Or even Rhea and Buddy. That would be good. Because Rhea is another one that I look up to. So that would be two worlds colliding, which would be good.
Yeah, I can see it now. The whole Mami and House of Black motif mixing together. I'm sure the internet wrestling community might blow a gasket on that.
Oh yeah, that would cause some mayhem, but worth it.
Oh, absolutely worth it. And Rhea herself currently is doing some great things as well. She's got Elimination Chamber coming up against Nia Jax, in Australia as well, which is amazing to say the least.
It's crazy. Seeing the poster of her back in the day for like, I think it was her first poster compared to the poster for now. And it's such a transformation for her. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, one character to another, the whole Mami character with Dominic, it's something to say the least. But I want to know your thoughts on WrestleMania 40, because it seems like things go the way they are. It's going to be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. Do you think at Mania it's Rhea's time to drop the title, or do you think there's still more they can tell with the Mami?
I think I'm biased because I really like Rhea, so I want her to be champion forever. But I think both ways, like her storyline could go without the belt, because I think she's a strong enough character to carry the Mami storyline without the belt. But I think the belt does make it a little bit stronger. So I don't think she should drop it, in my opinion. But I would be happy if Becky did, because I do like Becky Lynch. So I like those matches where you're happy either way. Like I'm gonna just enjoy the match. I'm quite happy on who wins. So
it's great to see you get to enjoy wrestling instead
of
what the internet community has been like the past week and a bit, which has been inferno fires and hellfire all around. But obviously, must obviously ask as well, Rhea Ripley, obviously, hopefully if she does retain the title at Mania for you and we all get a happy celebration, where would you personally like to see her go after Mania?
Ooh. I think just I think keeping her strong, maybe Jade. Yeah, a banger of a match.
Yeah, now that would, Jesus, that would be a thumping match. God damn, yeah, that would be something. Now, obviously, Kate, as well. Obviously, you once a fan, always a fan, but you would take one step further and actually get into the squared circle yourself. And also, I know with Pro Wrestling Ready, formerly FPWA. So I want to know your story of how you came to know about Pro Wrestling Ready.
Yeah, so I was at the Discovery show last year. It was it Excellent Adventure, the one that back in time. It was like April time. So I was watching that, and Andy was against, I think he was against Gene Money. And I was watching, I was like, this is quite cool. I might be able to do this one day. And then my partner was like, oh, he's got a training school, by the way, in Glen Office. I was like, does he? So Googled it, seen it, emailed within a month, had my first training session, and I was like, this is insane. It all went so fast, but I didn't really think about it until I was just sitting, it was just like a click of a moment going, I could do this. But then I did.
Hey, then you did indeed, because you would have your debut match, and I know Pro Wrestling really does student showcases as well, which are a great experience and show for the students as well. But before we get on to that, I also want to know about building Kate Calloway. The logo you mentioned was Batista inspired. Your ring gear and everything. The creative plans going into that. Were they quite natural? Did they all fall into place, or did it take a little bit of time for those plans to develop?
There were some iterations. There were some, because originally I was like, I'm just starting out. I'm not going to go full. I'll just get something basic and then build from there. And then having some chats with some other people, I was like, I may as well just go full. Like, I want to do this. There's no just, oh, maybe not. Like, I want to do this. So I may as well just jump in. So got a design for my gear, got it made. And it was just so exciting, just seeing it slowly build up. And it was like, there were so many pieces to put together, but once it all came together, it was amazing.
Good to see as well. And obviously your ring gear as well. It's great. I love the blue coloration. It all goes together. Getting ring gear, I've always been fascinated. Was it all, yourself made, or did you get it from a third company? What's the path for that journey?
I got it designed by someone, and then I got it made by Circus Designs. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, in Glasgow. So there was a lot of trips down to Glasgow for consultations and fittings, but It seemed to rain. No matter, it was sunny all the time until I went through to Glasgow, and then it was like, no, it's going to rain now. You're not having a nice drive. But it was very much worth it in the end. But
absolutely, Kat, I want to talk about when you first put on your ring gear and you're taking like promo images and you just see yourself, visualizing yourself, as a youngster now grown up, you've got your own kind of ring gear, your own identity, that journey to getting to that point. I want to know, how does that mean to you as a wrestler?
It's a lot, because I was quite a tubby and unfit kid. So back in the day, I would never have imagined I'd be where I am now. Because it was 2020, I was the heaviest I ever was. I was so unfit, I hardly did anything. And then started losing weight. I lost about 6 stone since 2020. Started going to the gym, started building muscle, started getting fitter. So I think very young Courtney would be amazed at how I look, how I feel, and how I actually move around now. Be very inspirational to little young Courtney.
He'll definitely be an inspiration for many more, because you definitely got the gun show going on, so that is going to be a show to see as well.
Yep.
But obviously, okay, some people make their debut matches in rumbles or single matches or tags or trios, but you would make your debut match on a PWR show in the standard, the all ongoing Fatal Fife-Way match. Making a debut in that kind of I want to say legendary match type for PWR. Was that an exciting thing, or did you feel a bit of pressure knowing you're going into this match type?
It was very much both. I was very excited because I was making my debut and with some amazing people. But at the same time, with those people, I was like, I have to perform. I have to do my very best because I need to impress these very, very talented women, because I need to get my name out there. And if I don't do good, they're like, nope.
Well, you definitely made an impressive debut as well. But obviously, the competitors in that match as well, they've done some great stuff as well. Two previous guest shows in Daisy Jenkins and Ashley Vega. But before I get into them, I need to talk about, Emersyn James. Emersyn James was in that match as well. Someone who's done stuff in GCW, winning the DOA tournament down in TNT, had a match at Discovery with Casey for the Women's Championship. I mean, to have a debut match with that, with someone the likes of Emersyn James, that's like a really, we're really going into the next level here.
Yeah, it was. I was already like not scared, but I was intimidated going in with Daisy and Ashley. But then Emersyn's name was put in, and I was like, okay, it's stepped up, okay. Because I've obviously trained with Daisy and Ashley, but I haven't trained with Emersyn, so I was like, this is going to be a very new experience. It's going to be, I expected intimidating, but it wasn't. It all went really well, and the match was really good. So, but I was very exciting to be able to say that my debut match was with the people who it was with. It's incredible.
Absolutely, a banger match indeed as well. It was truly a fun match, being there personally. It was a fun match indeed. But now, okay, let's say you could put on your Booker hat. It's universe mode in 2K. I want you to build, including yourself, your own Fatal Fife-Way. Who are the other 4 people you would love to see in a Fatal Fife-Way match with yourself?
So yeah, there's 2 avenues I could go down. I could go maybe not going to happen, or more likely maybe to happen.
Let's do both.
We'll go fully out there, and we'll go Jordynne Grace, because I am in love with Jordynne Grace. She is incredible, and I would be extremely lucky to wrestle her. Nikki Cross, because I've always had love for Nikki Cross. No matter what, we used to do like predictions for Rumbles, and every single Rumble, Nikki Cross was my pick because I just wanted her to win. Beth Phoenix, because got to, and Rhea Ripley. That just those 4 would be incredible. Like, dream match.
Wow, that would be something as well. I think we need to get Andy on the phone and make some plans to.
Some very big phone calls to be made here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be racking up a phone bill, sure enough, for that. But obviously, you mentioned Jordynne Grace as well. I mean, Jordynne Grace is someone who's just been absolutely killing it. I mean, even was in a part of the Rumble this year as well. I mean, to be a fan of Jordynne and see her get that moment on the WWE stage in a pay-per-view on the Royal Rumble, what does that mean to you as a fan of hers?
It was I almost cried. I was very close to crying because obviously there was the dirt sheet saying, "Oh, there might be a possible connection with TNA and WWE," and I was like, "Okay." So some people like mentioned it, and I was like, "I'm not getting my hopes up, just in case she doesn't show up. I'll stay calm." And then our music hit, and that was me gone. But then you're skeptical of how good a showing she'll get. Because obviously she's not WWE's own. So you're scared in case they're just look, she's here, and then bye. But she got such a good showing. I was so happy. It was so good. And I think there was a lot of points where maybe she can come back and go against people. There were some spots where it was like, oh, this matchup could happen. Oh, this matchup could happen. So I was very happy that she got a good showing.
I mean, hey, that's truly, truly great to see as well. I mean, Jordynne's reign as TNA Knockout Champion, I think it's going to be a banger one to say the least as well, leading that new brand for TNA as well. I mean, I want to know your thoughts. If TNA were to come back over and do another UK tour, is there any UK names you would love to see Jordynne Grace get in the ring with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think Emersyn would be a good shout for going against Jordynne. Or Rio. Rio would be a good shout. Who else we got? I think there's so many names that would be such a good matchup. With Danny Luna, that would be a good shout too.
Yeah. Will it into existence. Let's get that going. I mean, have that in Wembley. Get that in Wembley.
All the candles, just like will it in.
We can try our best to sure. But I know as well with Jordynne, I know you've met her in person, if I'm correct. Yes.
I did when they were in Glasgow for the tour. I got a meet and greet with her, and again, almost crying. I think I did cry actually after that. It was so good. She was such a lovely person too. Incredible. You spoke
Did you ask her for any advice?
I was like, you are my wrestling goals and gym goals, and she just like was so happy about it. And she's like, you're my height goals, and I was like, I'll take that. She's incredibly nice. Just keep working, try as hard as I can. Just try to be the best person I can be. So I was like, I will do it for you.
No, I'm sure you will. I mean, even the reaction you got to PWR show, people have a connection with you already, Kate. So I think if you keep that going, you're going to be having a great 2024. Absolutely.
I hope so.
I'm sure you will as well. But also, I know you have a wee little title back there, which I think is the best looking WWE championship, if I say so myself.
Which one, Spinner or Goldie?
Spinner.
Spinner. Ooh.
Of course. The controversial takes all aside, I think it's better than Winged Eagle. I know I've upset a few people with that hot take as well. But I got to know as well, okay, with the spinner belt, is Batista the guy you envision with that belt when you look at it, or is there somebody else that comes to mind when you think of the WWE Spinner Championship?
Spinner is automatically John Cena. No ways. Big Goldie, even though it might not be, but Big Goldie is Batista for me. So that's why I've got that one.
Aye, fair dues indeed. Big Batista and the relationship with the Big Gold goes back to the Evolution storyline, with Triple H and the whole thumbs down thing, which we're kind of seeing the women's equivalent of now with Bayley and Damage Control going on into WrestleMania. So I want to know on yourself with that, Kate. Bayley's Damage Control journey now turning against, Io and the Kabuki Warriors. Do you think this moment could basically be like the Batista moment for her, where she gets back on top?
I think it very well could be, because I think she's kind of a bit hidden in the group, and she's like, they've put her like relying on the group a bit too much, where she's more than capable of doing it by herself. So I think this is a good way to say, no, actually, I don't need yous, and then boost her back up to the top.
Fair dues, and I'm sure whatever night that will be on, it'll be a a fun match to say. So look, night one main event. Let's do that. I don't think I want to see Rock and Roman main event night one. Personal opinion, I'll put it to the side, and I'll happily take Bayley versus Io as my night one main event.
Yeah.
But obviously, with these big shows like Mania, a lot of them are coming over now. We had AEW All In last year and coming back this year. And I've always said, I would love for the big companies to do a UK showcase battle royale, just to showcase our talent. So I want to know, okay, if you could pick some UK names that you look up to or aspire to or think who should get that big stage chance, who would you love to see in like a UK battle royale?
Ooh, there's a few. Molly Spartan, big name. Daisy Jenkins, definitely. We've got Tommy Cartel. A good name. Rio as well, because I went to All In last year, and at the Box Park I met her, and I was very, very new at the training, so I was like, I'm starting training, do you have any advice? And she was so lovely, give me good advice, so I always got a wee soft spot in my heart for her. Who else we got? Harley Hudson. I've been following her for a while. She's up there. She's very, very good. Else we got? I think I'm partial to the Power Pro people. Get them in. Get them showing.
Hey, look, if we can have, Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs get meet chance at All Out, I think, that kind of powerhouse match at All In would definitely be a very crowd entertaining one for sure. I mean, God, you never know what you're going to get out of that kind of matchup. But, obviously, Kate, as well, our whole UK scene is thriving. So many great companies, not only in Scotland, but Wales, Northern Ireland, and London. I want to know, do you have a goal? If you could pick 3 companies that you could debut for this year, which companies would you want to be debuting for?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think at this point, I don't think there's any particular companies at this point. Because just now I'm just focusing on improving myself and getting as best as I can be. But there's a few, like Rev Pro. I went to see their show when they were the night before All In. And there were some very good talents on that show. So it would be amazing to be on that. Progress. Another big name, another good company with good people in it. So I think it was a third one. Go for a third one. Well, Defy and Progress are just combining. I seen that this morning. So I'll be 2 for 1 there for that company if that's still there. So yeah.
Hey, definitely great companies there indeed as well. But also you mentioned that Rev Pro show before All In. I was down during All In weekend, but I was head under the bar by that time period, so didn't go to the show. But I know at Rev Pro, I'm pretty sure that was Chris Jericho. Attacked Ospreay at that show, if I'm correct, at the end of the show. But, being in that crowd, I gotta know, being in that crowd when that happened, was that like a holy shit moment?
It was. I got beer all over me because beer was just thrown towards Jericho because I was front row. So I was like, what's that? Just beer over my head. But yeah, there was some very heated people in the audience when that happened.
Yeah, our UK crowds aren't known for being very subtle or kind with their chants and.
No, but I think that's the best thing. Maybe not the
it's all right,
but the rowdiness is good.
Hey, we truly love it indeed as well. But getting your Booker hat back on and making the dream matches, with All In coming back, we mentioned obviously, why we love to see the UK Battle Royale, but the main card as well. What matchups would you love to see at All In this year?
At All In, ooh. I would say a Hangman for the belt, but that's happening. So if he doesn't get it, then get him back in that picture because I've got a soft spot for Hangman Page. Who else for All In? I think a good matchup would be MJF and Cole. That they building up until All In, and then the final big go at it at the end.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing to see as well. The whole devil thing going on in Undisputed Kingdom. Yeah, I definitely want to see that now. That would be something to see indeed. But obviously, Kate, coming back up north for a bit, obviously with PWR, they've got the dawn of PWR coming up. Big show and crowning an inaugural PWR heavyweight champion. Now, I know they've announced some match as well in the semi-final tournament to crown the champion, but I want you to build a Fatal Fife-Way for the belt. Who would you love to see there, and who would you want to win the championship?
Ooh. So I think a few names are already for matches. We've got Tommy Cartel, Hunter Sampson.
Ooh.
Good. Got to have Frank Gallo in there.
Of course.
Of course. Get the craziness in. That's 3. So we've got... Oh, who else? Get Big Coach Andy in. Get the Big Muscle Power in.
Yeah.
One more. Ooh. There's so many to choose from. Oh, I can't pick another one. Oh, there's so many.
You can throw yourself in there just for the extra fun.
Yeah, we'll go for a 2-for-1 and get Meat Factory in, and they would just be like one entity. Just
Bingo. That
like the big jacket thing on the shoulders with a jacket on.
Hey, I'm sure Meltzer will love it and get 8 stars if we put it in the
Exactly.
So you'll be absolutely smooth sailing there as well. But Kate Calloway, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here on the Soul Session. But before we wrap up, I want to propose a dream scenario. Let's say, 10 years down the line, you're a part of TNA, you got signed, and you're going to be wrestling Jordynne Grace on like a UK tour or a UK pay-per-view. Where would you want that match to happen? Is there a particular place, a place or a stadium or arena that comes to mind you would love to have that kind of match?
I don't think stadium, but I think if it was in Scotland, that would be dreams. I would settle for in England if I really had to. But Scotland, definitely, because the home crowd, and that would be chills thinking of that. Chills.
Jordynne Grace, Kate Calloway, the Hydro for the TNA Knockouts Championship.
That's a ticket seller, that is tickets flying off.
Flying off, and Ticketmaster will crash because it is the biggest enemy of all wrestling fans.
It won't take much for it to crash, will it? It doesn't take much.
Yeah. I think literally just tapping on the website link will make it go into another dimension.
Just thinking about Ticketmaster, it's crashing just now.
Oh God, it's making my tie get tighter thinking about that. Let's avoid Ticketmaster there. But obviously, Kate, thank you so much for coming here on the Soul Sessions. Now, viewers, if you love what you heard of Kate and want to see her journey, I will include a link to her Instagram in the description of this video. You can click it, follow her journey throughout the Scottish wrestling scene, and when she makes it big, you can say there at the beginning of her journey. Well, Kate, thank you for coming here on the Soul Sessions. And viewers, I would say the whole YouTuber stick, but it is 2024. This thing's been around since 2005. I'm going to not insult your intelligence. I think you know what to do. Well, folks, as always, stay well and stay humble.